This is my forever world, and I have played on it for 1,000 episodes. And we have made a lot of progress on this world. This is our base, and we have done a ton of work. And I recorded absolutely all of it. And I'm putting it all right here for you guys to watch because, you know, might just be easier that way. So if you guys want to keep this in the background while you guys do stuff, feel free. But I hope you enjoy and please forgive some of the quality. Quick note, I'm leaving some Easter eggs in the video. So if you want to look for them, feel free. So with all new worlds, we always have to start with punching a tree down. And I quickly moved on to mining stone, just like everyone else would do. And eventually, I saw this nice horizon. And as you saw on the horizon, there was a acacia village. I took a bed, their food, and all their food. I took all their food. I also killed their iron golem, which was their only form of defense. So, just like their iron golem, they're defenseless now. Soon it became night, and I slept in another village, took its field, and then started mining at the closest mountain. Once I had some iron armor, I went exploring some more. I found yet another village. Nothing important there, but I did steal the furnaces. Back at the mountain, I grabbed the rest of the iron and slept, and then I pillaged yet another village. Yeah, there's a trend in this. Then I found my base, this beautiful mountain scenery. Look at that. We got us. Oh, whoa. We have a lot of diamonds here. So we got 1. Like 5 I'm missing. No way. This is insane. How am I getting so lucky with these diamonds? What? Okay. Whoa. Also, drowned it. But back to this. So we had a diamond here. We had 4 diamonds there. We had what in the world? This is insane. How the heck? No. There's no way I'm getting this lucky today. What? 10 diamonds already. And I've been in the caves 5 minutes. More diamonds. There's no way. This is insane. What is going on? How am I getting so many diamonds? What? Eight vein? There's no way. There's no way. What in the world? What is with this? How? How in the world am I getting this many diamonds? I am at 30 diamonds already. And I've been mining 15 minutes? Where am I heading? I want to ignore them so bad. What I want to do right now, now that we have some nice diamond armor, is I want to start gathering like all the basic blocks, so all the different wood types, so oak, birch, cherry, spruce. But I also want to get some farms up and running, so some cow farms, and then also gather blocks to build a base. Because we really do need a base. And honestly, this is a nice spot where it's sort of like tucked away, so that once when we start building over there, this can sort of be our base of operations. But wow, I still cannot believe how beautiful this scenery looks. And yes, I wish I had a Elytra, because I would so want to jump off this. Actually, wait a second. And that's what I'm gonna do something real quick. Well, now that we have a diving board, I think we need to get started gathering our resources. Yeah, I don't know why I decided to build this like this. This sort of actually works much better than I thought it would, but still it's not good. I think it's time for us to get started on our starter base, and I figured out what I want to do with it. And I'm already going to go ahead and build it as if it was a part of my main base. So I need a sort of template to do this, and how I'm going to do it is actually quite an interesting way, but I need to pillar up for it and take a screenshot of the base. So I'm sort of sketching out what I want this to be, and I have this sort of cave at the back, and then a nice house sort of in between that's decorated into this rustic look with a small farm. Well, I think I can do it. So I'm going to go ahead and start off with the house, since I don't have the materials for the mining cave that's really going to be more of a base than the house. For my reference, I have it starting about here, I think. Does that look good? Is that good enough? Honestly, I think that's, yeah, I like that. I like this size. I think this side's actually going to work quite well with what this is. I mean, this house is just basically a shack. Maybe one block more? Well, the full box is made, but I want to make sure I have the detail right. So I'm going to go ahead and put where the door is going to go. But I think the shape is actually really good. I just need to make it not be a bland box. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some spruce wood and sort of add in the planks every now and then, just to give some texture to this wall, because if we just move back right now, that already looks 20 times better. And maybe if we take some, do I have oak logs? Swap a bit in. Yeah, I think that'll work. Sort of create a pattern going down. So I really do like how this looks. I went ahead and added some dark oak at this bottom since I think it adds just the slightest amount of the extraness it needed. But I really do love how this looks. But I think what I want to do now is I need to get the details like windows put in and the support beams added to this build. Then we'd be able to do the roof, but I definitely don't have the resources to do the roof. So we'll have to go mining at some point, but let's not do that quite yet. Honestly, now I think the framing is actually really good all the way around. And once when we get in the overgrowth sort of feel to it, I think it will look a lot better. The only thing I want to do right now is that I want to have a back door. And I think I want to have it sort of in a strange place, which I think means we need to move this pillar over to right here. Because I just want it sort of tucked away in the back like that. You know what? If I'm actually going to just mine for the deep slate, I might as well get a enchanting setup made. I don't have much in terms of that, but I can, I think, make one quite quickly. Doing really horrible because we lost the OP pickaxe, we lost our diamond sword, and we lost nearly a stack of diamonds. But my goal right now is to get a roof on this house. I think this looks so good. I added in the windows and I don't know exactly what to think about them. Once when we get the interior done, I think it'll be better, but I might change that later on. But this roof just looks so good. Oh, just from up here, this looks so good. I am really happy with how this has turned out so far. And we're not necessarily done with it yet. We still have to do the vegetation. But I don't want to do the vegetation without having the cave and then having all this connected when I do the vegetation is, I think, going to be very important to how this is done. So I think I'm gonna do the cave right here. And I think the best way to do this is to sort of just make a little outline of how I want this to go. And I'm gonna go ahead and use deep slate. That's actually gonna be the bottom block. So if that's like that, I think I want these 5 blocks to be open. So we are going to just sort of take this up slightly. And I think, you know, I really think this works. Let's take a look at where we took that picture at. Oh, that looks awesome. I absolutely love that. I am going to take that. I think what I want to do with it next is I want to connect the two up. And then, oh, that's my shovel. Like, cover the top with grass. So I think to connect the two, I think all we need to do is, oh, there we go. I think I really like this look. Now the cobblestone in the middle is just to block out all this, not all the grass behind it. But at the same time, it's not really a cave, it's a wall. I'm gonna wait to do the back. The cliff is now mostly finished, and I've also cleaned up this mess, mainly because if you guys can slightly see it, if I turn around, that's really all I've done with since finishing that. We have a few more things to do with the exterior, one of which is the vegetation and something that's gonna go right here. So let's get into a nice short time lapse. Sunset's the best time to be doing this because I think, honestly, this place looks awesome. I mean, just look at it. And nothing much I can do for the rest of it. But, you know, I really love the campfire. It adds so much to it. And the house is so just... it looks so dilapidated that it works. Well, that doesn't look like a safe place to be, but actually, that's what I've done between episodes. Yep, I got this completely finished, or at least the entrance of it finished, and it looks awesome. I've always wanted it to sort of look like a abandoned tunnel, that sort of look, and I quite love it. I feel like the iron bars give it just such a good feel, because without the iron bars, it really isn't much. And I do have my nether portal down there, but what I'm planning on doing today is build out this base over here. And how I'm thinking of doing it is this big mined area underneath here that has maybe some branching things, a small furnace array, and some other things like that. So let me get this mined out real quick, and I will be right back. And just like that, we have the entire area I want cleared out, and I want to get started quite quickly on what I want to do for this base, but I need a few things first. One of those things is I need a lot of copper blocks, and if we take a look into my storage system, I do have quite a bit. Actually, I have none whatsoever. We need to get some copper blocks, and I have a plan for that. So while I was mining last episode, I found what might be our greatest source of copper so far, but we do have to do some traveling to the core. So let me get there real quick. Here we are. Oh crap, I've started this. Well, this is where we're gonna get our materials from, because who actually needs to craft any of this stuff when you can just steal it from the structures that Mojang gives us? Honestly, I think I got too much copper, but you know what? We'll find out. But let's get started on this build. First thing I want to do is just sort of build up the walls, and I'm thinking of doing it like this, to where it's a sort of 3 sections, then 1 block off, 2, 1 block, then 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, it looks like I need to expand this probably that way by 2 blocks, so I can spread it over there. So let me do that real quick and get this side walls done. So this is sort of the look I'm going for these main walls, and I definitely have enough materials to do this. So I'm gonna get this part done quickly all the way around. then we'll get to the details in between. So I got all the walls that I want to have in right here, and now what I want to do is get in the wooden pillars that go in between, and also the back sort of piece here, and then we will have the sides completely done. So I got the rest of these side walls in, and part of the roof, which looks so good. I was actually starting to question how this looks once when I realized these sides were not even. But honestly, I think this is going to work out with what I have planned for this wall. So I've made this, and I really like how it looked, especially with the beams sort of going into it. And now I think it's time for us to either do the floor. That's the ceiling, not the floor. Wow, I'm being stupid. The floor or the ceiling. And I think it'd be easier to do the floor right now, and then we can work on this ceiling. Well, this floor gives such a nice contrast with the walls, and once when we get the ceiling in, oh, it's gonna look even better, because that will be an entirely different type of contrast that just puts this build together. You know, as I was building, I realized I wasn't using any of this copper. And you know, we finally get to use it. Oh my... Okay, that's a lot of copper. Is that the right block anyways? Yeah, that's the only block I can use. Okay, well, let's go ahead and get started on the ceiling. Well, as I said, the roof finishes this area off so well that I am so happy with this that I sort of don't want to move on, and I just want to look at this for so long. And honestly, just this entire starter base, and perfect timing with it being night, this just looks so cool. Because if we just come back here and build up a bit, it just looks so good. And that cave being such a dark and scary mineshaft is so good. Now, and then as soon as you cross this nether portal, whoa, this is cool. I absolutely love how this looks. The natural thing to do would be to deal with this section right here. Except for there's one problem. Apparently, we are only on version 1.21.8, which means there's no copper golem to do my item storage for me, which, spoiler alert, I'm going to be doing an item storage system right here. But since I don't have the copper golem, and I don't want to build a temporary storage here just to build it, to have a storage, we're just going to wait to do that till I have a copper golem. So what I want to do instead is start taking up some of these slots with small little farms and other things that are necessary for what we're going to be doing for the rest of the world. So I think it's time for us to go on a quick adventure to get a little friend. is. That's what we're looking for here. Let's get our dried ghast. Maybe not so dried. There should be enough time. Where's it at? Oh no. Oh, wait. Oh, it's so cute. Oh, it's so cool. Oh, that is awesome. How do I make a harness? I have no idea how to make a harness. There's our harness, and... oh, there it is. It is difficult to see where it's at. I love this. Oh, and that gives me a whole new angle to look at everything around me. Wow. This looks awesome. This feels right. But we gotta get back to work on our base. I want to have some villagers in the cave, so I think the best way to do this is actually take the happy ghast and put some leads on the boat. You know what? That was really easy than it has been ever to get villagers from a village. We got our villages, and we also have some beds we can use. Now, I'm gonna get these guys, reading so that we can have some basic, villager trading going on in this area. Because, honestly, my tools and armor are not doing well, so I need to get mending on them as soon as possible. So I think I've done this right to where we can continue adding beds to these guys, so we can just have this sort of row right here be villagers, but we need to wait for them to grow up and be ready to do all of that. So in the meantime, I think the best thing to do would be getting these sort of segments to have farms in them. And our first one's gonna be quite easy, a sugarcane farm. So I think this little sugarcane farm will do just fine, and if we get to see it in action at some point, that would be awesome. But it's basically drained both my pickaxes of all the durability we have, so I want to go ahead, even though we're not completely ready for it, I want to go ahead and get a mending villages set up. This is gonna take so long to do. So now that my pickaxes are now repairable, I feel more comfortable in working on what is going in these slots here. And what I'm thinking, since this right here is a sugarcane farm, why don't we do a farm that will help us get emeralds? And I think the major one we are wanting to get is some pumpkins and some melons. And I have melons, I have pumpkins, I even do have a temporary pumpkin farm right over there. So why don't we go ahead and build that quickly? So I didn't just do the melon and pumpkin farm. I went ahead and built a sheep farm, which is working really well. But I I also did a bee farm, which that is my main priority right now, because these copper bulbs just keep oxidizing, and it's very annoying to have to go through and clean them off, which I just de-waxed those, so yay. But you guys might have noticed there's a problem with how I've done this. So with all 3 of these storage pieces, I have it in set by 1. And then we get to the melon and pumpkin farm. I built it so wrong. It is 1 block too far forward. And I can't unsee it. So I have to move everything just back 1, which honestly doesn't sound hard, but if we take a look at the insides here, this is difficult. This is going to be a fun piece to fix. Honestly, that looks so much better with the chest back one, not just because it matches up with the rests, but because it just does look good. And honestly, I keep saying this, but just look at this area. It looks so good that I really don't want to mess with it more. So now with this beginning area done, except for the storage system, we need to focus on our villages. And what I want to do is I've sort of started clearing out this area right here, and I want to use it as a villager conversion area with a breeder just sort of right over here. So let me get started on the breeder area and let's see what we can do. So I have the villager breeder made and I'm just waiting for this baby to grow up so we can toss him in there. But I also got away with capturing this zombie right here for our conversion area. I don't know if this is exactly how this is supposed to work, but we'll try it and see if it works. Well, I've tried to get these villagers to work, but they just don't want to. Villagers are one of the worst things to deal with, but it is a necessary evil for us today. Well, I'm gonna take a look, see what I can do about this, and I'll be back. Okay, we got hearts. Come on. Oh, we're getting a lot of hearts now. What? What? Why? Did it not work? Why am I getting exclamation points? What? So I have redesigned this thing twice, and I'm hoping that this will now work. If it doesn't, I'm gonna go... Wait, where did that village... What? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I have all my villagers. Villagers are so stressful. We have hearts again. We have hearts. We have hearts. We have hearts. We still have more hearts. Come on. Oh, we already have 2 babies. This is awesome. So after a bit of work, we have the villager breeder working, we have the zombie purification working, and I've even gotten our original villagers to be here just a bit. So I want to get 3 more farmer villagers for the golden carrots, so we can have plenty of golden carrots. Well, there we go. I have a villager breeder with some villagers ready. I have my carrying station, and now I have all the villagers I could use for food for this entire world. I hope. I hope I don't have to deal with getting more farmer villagers later. But you know what? They have given me one consequence that I do like, if I can find him. There he is we now have an iron golem in this place. Now, I want to name him something, but I want you guys to give me suggestions in the comments. But I want to tell you what my plans for next episode are. It's going to have to deal with that area over there. That's right, we're going to start our main project on this world, which of course is the mega base. So you might notice that my world looks a little different, and that's because I have some shaders on. And what I want to take a look at is my base, because I've already looked at it, my side, which is in between episodes, but it looks so good. I have the small farm, the moon coming over the house looks so good, and even the interior of here looks good, even with it being a bit of a mess. But what I think I'm most proud of is the cave. The cave looks so good like this that it looks undeniably awesome. Of course, last episode we finished this base, and now I teased this in the last episode, but we are going to get started planning out the mega base. And I have some plans, and it's gonna be quite interesting how this turns out. So what I'm planning on doing first is, you see how all of the hills are a little too steep and not flat enough? Well, I want to change that, which that's gonna mean a lot of basic terraforming. So let's see what dirt we have. Actually, we have decent-ish amount of stuff, but I think this should be fine since we are mostly flattening this area out. So let's get started. So my shovel is about to break, but I want to show you what I've done so far. So I've made some cliffs like this, and I'm loving how it's looking right now. And my main goal currently is to get this area flatter, and then we might get started on the top section today, or we might wait for that some another time, because that I'm wanting that to be a different style than this. But let me go ahead and get this shovel repaired, and then we'll get right back to work. Okay, I just turned around, and wow, that looks great so far. Maybe if I do another cliff on that side, it would fill it out a little bit more, but so far, that is awesome. So looking at what terraforming I've done so far, I think this looks absolutely awesome. And I want to do that section there, and then I think I want to go do something else for a bit that we probably need to get done quite soon, because going back and forth between these two areas takes a while. So I think this is where I want to stop terraforming for today, because we need to probably get started on laying out how this is going to go. And it's about time I actually talk about what my plan for this base is. So this base is actually going to be sort of a mirror of that, or the opposite of that. So over there, it is a isolated area with a mine and an abandoned house. Well, over here is going to be the city. And honestly, now looking around, wow, this looks so much better than I ever thought it was, because this is the first time I'm just looking around at this area. Whoa. I know that sounds weird, but like, it just looks so good. But what I want to do is I want to use this wool to plan out the streets of the city. And how I want it to be is some areas be so filled with buildings and some areas not be filled as much, like normal medieval villages were. So the black wall is going to be the main streets, and the gray wall is going to be all the sort of shortcuts through the main streets that I want to have. So let me go ahead and get started on this, and I will be right back. So I have all the black wool in, and I quite like how the road structure is, because there are some big areas like this where I can sort of spread out some of the builds, but then as we sort of get down lower, it becomes more cramped and closer together. And then even one layer lower, it's even smaller. Now, with this gray wool, I want to show you how I'm going to be sort of doing this. I'm sort of going to try and think of how the buildings are going to be laid out. And then if there is a possibility for a gap between them, because some buildings will be literally right next to each other. And so if I take this area right here and I put a building right here and here, so two buildings, I want to make it to where there is a walkway between them to connect over here, which can bring you out to maybe a outdoor area here, or here where I could have one building here and another one up here, but they'd be worlds apart, except for what brings them together is the walkway connecting here to come to this back area. So let me get started on the gray wall, which I think there's going to be a lot more gray wall than there will be black wall. So this might be a weird view to have me on, but just to show you that I am actually not cheating in this world, I am using Flashback, my time-lapse editor, to get this view, and I'm wondering if I like how this is. And it's a little difficult to tell from up here or on ground, but I think if we try and get a level view, I think it works much better. I think maybe if I do anything, I need to take one right here, or I need to do one, I was about to say right here, but we have this cliff here. Yeah, I think if we just do one right here connecting these two areas, I think we'll be fine with how this works. And honestly, I was quite hesitant on how this was going to work out, but with the guides in for the roads, I think this is such a good idea now. I was so hesitant towards this. So I added in that one spot, and this area is good for now, but there's something that we need to do right now, because I'm getting tired of going back and forth between these two areas because it takes so long. Now, the best way for us to fix this issue is to get farther into the game. So we're gonna go fight the Ender Dragon. If we look in our chest, I have plenty of Ender Pearls to do this, but I have no blaze powder or blaze rods to do any of this. So I think the best thing to do right now is go to the Nether and get ourselves some blaze rods. Blaze rods acquired. Now we gotta do the fun part. So I got the ender eyes crafted, and what direction do we have to go? Please have it be in a direction I don't want it to be in that direction. Okay, this is insanely close to my base. There we go. There we go. We have the portal. Or not the portal. We have the stronghold. Where's the portal? Well, I wasn't recording, but I'm now in the end. Oh. Okay. Let's go. Let's get ready. Oh wow, we already have some damage on the dragon. It is so loud. I gotta eat it. Oh, 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 that was clutch. Why do I not have a water bottle? Water, whatever. Come on. So close. Come on. I need to get some pearls. Oh. Come on, I can do this. No! One more try. One more time. We are so close to finishing this. I can't. How do I... You're gonna die, Faison! Yes, there we go. Gotta get a little thing. We've done it. Also, that is so loud. Dragon egg! There we go, there we go, there we go. Okay, well, that was close. I had to use one of my god apples to get done with it. But we have our next thing. It's gonna be quite a lot of fun to invade once again. Okay. Oh. Do we have an in-gateway or an in-ship close by? Hopefully that. Oh, that was so close. I'm gonna keep holding these intervals. Never mind. Oh, ship. Let's go. Quickly. No! There's no way. Well, I have no choice but to keep moving, so let's get our Elytra. No! Okay, here we go. Let's get back into this. Let's move quickly. Let's get rid of everything useless. Let's go. Eat. Go this way. We are almost there. And then we'll have our first set of Elytras. Or Elytra. Starting off, at least. Blocks. First and foremost, let's grab what we can here. We've got ourselves some wind charges. I'm gonna go ahead and toss that. Much better already. Yep. And we have an Elytra, which I, of course, have angel wings for some reason. I probably should fix that at some point. Oh, this feels great. Yes. Okay, this is a huge in-city. Oh my gosh, we will have to be back for all this. But I want to get all the Elytras, maybe? And maybe some more gear, because we did lose everything. Okay, we are out of buckets, so now we need to head back as fast as we can. Let's see. Should be one about 400 blocks this way. There it is. We have an end gateway. Actually, we need to get some bells. Well, we're back, and with plenty of pills, I just went ahead and farmed some, because I really don't want to come back here. So, oh, that's weird. Let's go. Finally, we can be done with the ends for today. I am sure we will be back, but hopefully not for a while. That's a scary sight to have, but I sort of have it on purpose because I'm gonna be healing the Elytras that we got last episode. Well, due to the events of last episode, we lost all of our OP armor, so we gotta do something to get that back, and we're gonna use villagers for it. So the first thing I want to do is find a spot to have villagers in, and I'm thinking sort of more like a market area. Okay, so we have a few options for a market area. We could take over this spot here, or do this spot over here. So villager breeder's done, and I also gathered the materials to build the base, or to build the building around the villager trading hall, and it's gonna go right here instead of over there. But I want to get started on this right away because I want this done. So we have the first level of this building done, and I quite love it. I think it looks cool. You can't actually really see it because we'll have to do some terraforming around it, maybe if this top part isn't big enough. But let's move on and let's get onto the middle bit. Okay, let's take a look at what this looks like from afar, and whoa, this is looking cool. I like this. It is very blocky and one shape-ish, but wow, once when you have the roof on, that's gonna be really good. So, speaking of roof, let's get it done. Well, the building is complete. Or at least the exterior is, because I only have lit up this interior. And actually, we have a lot of room to work with. So what we need to do is put in some floors, and then we can finally get started on the villages. So this is a brand new style that I'm doing when it comes to building. So I wanted to get your help with it. So if you have any suggestions, just let me down in the comments. Give me the good, the bad, the funny, the stupid, whatever you got. And I'll try and make it for a video or something like that. But let's get back into the video. So with these 3 levels in, we should be able to get the villagers in right now, because I think it will be easier to put them in now than later. And I think this is going to take the longest part of this entire episode. So I have a row of villagers done, and they are cured so that we're getting low prices. But the problem is, our original zombie that we had got killed by that stupid thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and get all of these villagers set up to have the traits I want them to have. Too bad we already have an efficiency 5, but we will get all these set up, and then we'll get another zombie, and we'll get back to work. You don't want to know how many times I've gotten mending and be just suffering because I'm not getting what I'm wanting. Because right now I'm looking for looting 3. And then I think I'll have all of the enchantments that I need, but this is taking a while. I just got Respiration 3 on this one. Aquafin, no. Oh, Respiration 3 again? What? Oh, come on, just give it to me. Come on, give it to me. Give me looting. Not look at the seat. Nope, I don't need that. That's useless. Just give me my looting. Useless. More useless. Useless. You, sir, are useless. Worthless. atrocious, horrible, funny, useless, useless, useless. You see this bucket of lava? Don't give me looting soon. I'm gonna use it on you. I've done that 3 times so far. The threats worked! The threats worked on it! Well, now we have all the villager books and enchanted books we could need. We can move on to our other ones, but since we are done with this, we can also go ahead and get our armor done, which we probably won't do right now. You know, zombifying baby villagers sort of does feel wrong. Well, we're gonna get started on the bottom ones now that we have all our top villages in place, and yeah, I'm still carrying, like, all of them when I AFK'd. Well, I think this is all the villagers I want to have here for now. We're able to add plenty because we have, like, this entire row left, and we can do, and also that entire floor left. But I honestly think this is good for the time being. But we do need to decorate this place, and I have some plans. Oh, and we have to make this gone, or at least hidden. So let me get started on all of this real quick, and I will be right back. Well, here we go. I have it completely decorated on the inside with what villagers we have right now in there. And I personally think it looks really good, because it's sort of like this depot area where it's a sort of shop area. So down here we have the stone workers trying to sell you some stone. Up here we have the librarians and the cartographer trying to sell you some, like, informational things like enchanted books or something stupid like that. And I think I like this. I did get this area cleaned off, and right under there is where our villager breeder right now is. It's not technically hooked up, but it's fine. But I do think this is all we're going to be able to do today. So, last episode we created this building which holds our villager trading hall. And this was a goal to get the best gear we could, and we have one problem. Levels. Because if I were to try and put this book on a brand new sword, yeah, that's going to cost me 35 levels, when I have 3. Now, I could go into the Nether and grind some Nether quartz, but as you can see, I think I have plenty of Nether quartz for a while, so I really don't want to do that. But at the same time, I could get even more resources in XP if we do something in the Nether, something big. So the first thing we're gonna have to do to get gold farm going is we need to build a new portal on top of the Nether. So we just need to head straight to the roof, and hopefully we can do this easily. Yes, there we go, there we go, there we go. And then, if I put down the obsidian, and we have access to the Nether roof. Now, where is this going to put us out at? I have no idea where we're at. Let's hope this connects up properly. Nope. So I'm gonna go ahead and try and get the actual ports real quick and do the math to where I need to put this portal. This spot right here should work perfectly, and let's hope this works this time. Third time's a charm. There we go. And if we now enter through here again, we come out on the nether roof. Uh-oh. So currently we have no way to get down into the actual nether. So since the portals only go to the nether roof now, I need to learn how to break bedrock. And that's going to be a challenge. So I've rewind my action key or placing block key to end, so this is easier. But it's all set up, and let's do this. Wait, did this work? Nope. Let's try this again. Wait, did this work? Yeah, it worked! Okay, we now have a way down. So, we need to gather the resources we need, and one of the big resources that we need is actually hoppers. And if we take a look at how much iron we don't have much. We have, like, none. So, I think the best thing to do right now would, of course, be, building an iron farm. And yes, I do know that this video is about making a gold farm. So let me build that real quick. I'm gonna find a place for it, and we're gonna build it really fast. So we have the iron farm done, and it is working amazingly right now. But this thing was a pain to get built. Everything just seemed to go wrong in the building process. I think I lost like 4 or 5 villagers. In the process, I've had to replace the zombie 3 times. Hopefully this time it stays, but it is working pretty well, and we already got like 2 stacks of iron. So, hopefully we can get some AFK time in sometime, and we need to get started on everything else. So we need to start gathering our resources, and the big one is going to be magma cream. And the amount of magma cream we need is like 4 or 5 shulker boxes of magma cream, which is insane amounts. So currently we are about a shulker box and a bit through gathering, and wow, this is taking a while. We need to gather more, but this is just taking so long to gather. I did not think it would take this long to gather. Now, I found the best place to get this magma cream is places like this, where it's not against the lava, because it just gathers in such big chunks. Wow, this is a lot. So all these shulker boxes right here should be what we need to build this base. Now, we need to find a place to build it, and I actually think this might be the right biome. So, of course, the starting thing we need to get started on is the storage, and I think I have some of the resources I need to do this. So, as you guys can see, we have the probably most annoying part of this build, this farm done, and that is this storage system, because we can't have water in the nether for obvious reasons. We have to do something creative, and you guys might recognize this design. So this design is actually made by Nimbomb. That's why it's so good. If you guys want to build it, I'll leave the link in the description, but it is a very complicated build. And now we gotta do probably what will take the longest part, because it is a very repetitive task. So why don't we do a time lapse? So while we build this gold farm, I just want to talk to you guys about the support you guys have been giving me lately. It has been incredible to see you guys' feedback, see how my videos are performing, and see that you are in general liking the videos. If you guys are, I'd love it if you'd like, subscribe, and all that, but you don't have to. I just want you to enjoy my videos, and hopefully we can build a community together. But thank you guys again, and I'll see you guys in the rest of the video. So we have the entire farm almost completed. We have one more thing to do, but can I just say that is a cool sight to see. There's nothing better than like an almost completed build, and like you're just so excited to finally be able to use it. But anyways, we have some last minute things to do, and one of those things is getting some turtle eggs and putting them into there. So I got all the turtle eggs in, but nothing's happening. I thought that would be all the last thing we needed to do. I really did think it was. I don't know what exactly is going on. It's like they cannot see the egg. Why? So I'm looking at the gold farm, and I think the only difference between the two is how these are patterned. I mean, that might be the issue, but I don't know. Let's try it, and we'll just have to see if it works. I did one sign, and it didn't make any difference whatsoever, so I'm just not gonna worry about that. So I might just be the biggest idiot ever. Maybe we should build every single part of the farm. And what I mean by that is there's supposed to be a glass ring around this spot right here, around the top one, that I just decided, let's not build. So we need to get that built. Hopefully that improves our rates significantly. So I have the glass ceiling thing on this top layer now finished, and hopefully we can actually test this thing. And I do want to make one change. I have it where there are eggs every layer, and I think it needs to be every other layer. Okay, we are already at level 40, so I think this farm works. We're just gonna make sure that the storage is working just fine. And it looks like it might just be... Yeah, I think it is working-ish. I think it is now time for us to get our OP armor. So I have been working on the base just a bit, and I'm thinking these cliff sides are starting to look a lot better than they were, because they have a bit more detail into it. I've started adding some slabs and some stairs, but I do need to deal with this area, but I have been chipping away at it, but it is just taking too long. This is very slow in doing this. But it doesn't help if I'm swapping items. I think it's time to go get a beacon. Well, anyways, welcome back to yet another episode of My Forever World. We gotta get this beacon so we can continue on the base, because I'm tired of digging without the beacon. There's our fur that we're looking for. We need some of them. Oh, we already have one skull. Oh, what is the chances? There we go. We have the skull. We have the last one. Well, to protect most everything in this area, I think it will be safe if we just head out, say, right here. Okay, so I can still see the portal, but we should be fine to fight this with it. Let's go. Oh, this is gonna be an air fight, isn't it? Okay, I need that in the those in the offhand. Oh, it's already tuned. No. Oh no. Oh, not again. Eat. Come on, eat the stupid apple. Okay, on stage 2. Eat a golden apple. Apple. Oof. Come on. Oh. What? Come on. Worth it? Okay, we're under half health. That's gonna do a lot. One more hit. One more hit. One more hit. Oh. Come on. He's dead. Come on. There it is! We have another star! Yes! Well, now with our nether star, we can finally make this beacon. And, oh, I am so excited to have this beacon. I think that's all we need. Oh, we are doing well today. And now if we take all the iron we have from our iron farm that we built last episode, we should have how much iron do I have? We should have plenty of iron blocks. Yeah, that's way more than I ever would need. But we can go ahead and head back over to the main base area, and we can actually build this beacon. Where do we want to put it? Let's build it right here. And there we go. 3, 2, 1. Oh, this is gonna make this mining so much easier. Well, with this phase 2, I should get done with this so much faster than I was. And can even hopefully get started on how this is gonna look later. Because eventually I'm gonna have it go all the way sort of to here to flatten out. Maybe a little bit above so I can do something with the water, but it's gonna look so good once when this is ready. So we ran through both of our pickaxes, almost completely destroying them. But let's take a look at the progress we've made, and wow, that is actually pretty good progress. We're about probably halfway to where I want to be with this section here. And then this was already pretty close to where I wanted it. Then we'll have to deal with this entire area. But let's go repair my pickaxes. I don't know what these idiots are looking at, but we have a lot more of this done than I originally intended to do. But now I want to do even more, because I want to take this line all the way to those. Yeah, that's going to be so much fun to do. Also, they're not gone. Why are they gone? Just as a testament to how much I've mined, we have all of these bottom chests filled, and then we don't just have all of these filled. We're on to last chest I brung over here. This is insane. We're gonna have plenty of stone and cobblestone that we could ever need until I just decide to start building. But anyways, we need to get started on this last bit of dig. Oh, and we have to do that area over there, but that won't be a problem. Take a look at this progress. Well, we have all of what I want mined out, and we have almost all of it covered in grass. Well, let me get this spot done right here, and then we will move on to something else temporarily. That's done, so let's go do something else for the time being. And actually, something's come out that we can finally get this base done, because we never did the storage system. And of course, what came out is the copper golem, and we're gonna use them for our storage system. Now, I have a few designs here made by Mumbo Jumbo, and this one is apparently for 99% of people. If you think I'm part of that 99, you gotta be kidding me. I believe this design right here that we want to copy, because it uses multiple copper golems to sort even faster with even a overflow system. So let's get this built. So there we go. We have our new storage system mostly put intact. The only things I actually have to do now is get all of the resources to put into this actually sorting system part, or at least the organization part, because this is really an organizer. But I only have these 3 done, and I have 6 more to do, so this is gonna take a while. But in the meantime, we do need to continue terraforming this base. And I'm thinking right now, sort of varying out this area. That'll be the main area right now. So I think this is looking pretty good at this point. Still need to figure out what to do to sort of soften it out a bit, but I think this is good for now. This is going to give us such a good template to work on this, like, kingdom village thing. Well, down here is the village. The castle is going to be up here. But we could get a really good start on this next episode if I wanted to. Do you guys know the feeling when, like, you've just got done building something and you look at it for a while and you think it's bad? Well, I did the same thing here. We built this terrain last episode and I hated it. Actually, after I released the video, I sort of took a look back and just decided I hated it. And so we're here. I'm building another one. And this one actually looks good, I hope. But that's not what we're completely doing today, because we still have a lot to do with this project. Well, doesn't this already look so much better than what we originally had here? Which, if we just go inside of, is still completely... Oh, crap. No. Dig up. Ooh, no. Of course. Where did I die? Where did I die? Where did I die? Where did I die? Where did I die at? Right here. Well, that was easy. Boom, boom. We don't need to go back in there anytime soon. And yeah, that was not fun. But if we take a nice view from above, this looks so much better than it did. And we still have more to do. I mean, we are going to be working over here. So, yeah. The only problem is I am quickly running out of resources, mainly tough, because that's all the tough I have left, I think. Now, I won't run out of stone anytime soon because I got my wall of chests. But I need to get some tough and some gravel. Gravel's the easy one, mainly because of this small little piglin farm I have right here. And eventually we'll get some gravel. Now, we get the gold by using our gold farm that we built a couple episodes back. Just like this. So we have over 2 stacks of tough blocks at our disposal, and as we were mining up blocks, we ended up getting just under 1.5 stacks of diamonds. So I'd say this was successful. I think I'm gonna go ahead and leave our beacon here for the time being, but let's go ahead and head out of the cave and head back to the base. So I now have all the resources I could use to finish up this side of the cliff right here. And we're gonna go from where I stopped earlier to I think about here. Well, this whole area is now fully terraformed, except for the water. That will come at a different time. But I really do like how this looks, and it is a great start to how I actually want this to look. And we're not just keeping it like this. We are actually going to be building a couple buildings. One of the main things we need is going to be some spruce, and we're going to need quite a lot of it. Next up, deep slate. Wait, why am I mining without my paste beacon? So the build I'm working on in this time-lapse takes a lot of wood. In fact, this small section took almost all of it. And I'm not joking. This is all the spruce log we have, so we need to get more before we can move on to the rest of this build. Well, I think that'll do. So let's get back to work. The very first thing we're actually going to be doing, well, we already have the base done, is we are going to make the walls. We need to put up the walls. We are actually going to be using a blend of 4 blocks maybe. Well, I actually have to craft them. Deep slate bricks, tough bricks, and stone bricks. So basically, we'll have a gradient like this, going all the way up to the top. We'll take a look at that. All 4 walls are done, and we're actually ready to do the detailing, the roof. Honestly, we really don't have too much more to do on this building until the very big thing. But I am just gathering some stripped spruce logs because we have to actually make some shelves. Back to business. I think I'm gonna start with the roof, get that done, and then continue on with the detailing right afterwards. But I think so far, let's take a nice bird's eye view. Yeah, this is looking great already, just with that gradient involved. So let me get the roofs on, and then we can move on to the detailing. It is getting more and more together with how this base looks, and now all I need is the detailing. I mean, without the detailing, this is nothing, basically. So let's get it done. Let's take a look. Okay, yeah, this looks awesome. I really do love how this looks. I am really surprised that on this my ability to build something like this. I mean, this build is sort of meant to be sort of like a sort of more military look to it, but I think it works. I like, it's a watchtower. When you look at this area, there's very few areas where you could actually like easily enter the bay, this city, and I think this is one of the cutoff points. So I think this makes sense to be placed here, and it really does look quite good. Now, what if we put a gate here? What if we put like a wall going from here and connecting up to the mountain as sort of like a checkpoint before entering the city? I think that'll be great. That's a great idea. I'm not 100% sure how I want to pull it off. Do I want to do it similar to this, or do I want to do more of a wooden wall? I'm gonna have to do a little bit of testing. So I'm thinking this is about what I want it to look like for this wall, and I've added in the stone bricks sort of just to brighten up the wall a bit, but I do think that this polished tough block is going to be our main block. I think what it does is it makes it look more, how do I put this, sturdy, maybe stronger, and also it makes it stand out differently than from this build. What do we think about this? Actually, whoa, okay, this is actually really surprising me. I just did this, and actually, I really like the contrast with how, like, little detail. Like, this has a lot of detail in it. This is just a wall, but it works so well with it. Wow, I did not know I was good at building. I've been looking at a spot right here. Maybe like, not like a full stable, but maybe just a place for a temporary horse stable. Yeah, let's see what I can do. I was about to say I didn't like it, but I feel like it works in this spot. I think it just works somehow. Maybe we need to do a little bit more. I mean, I don't know. It's a little weird because, one, I don't have any horses to put in there, and two, I feel like there is something missing. Let me try something real quick. Let me try and just do this. Okay, that helps quite a lot. Yeah, I definitely need to swap out the grass for podzol, podzol, and path blocks. Do I have any podzol? I don't think I do. Okay, yeah, that definitely makes it look a lot better. I just need to get more. This completely fixes this build. It works so well, and I think it matches up with this area quite nicely. And I want to do one more thing before we go into the gate and work over there, is I want to add a little camp like right here where you can look into the city. And I think that'll look awesome. So I might have done a ton of work. As you can see, I got the campfire right there. And then I also have this archery range right here, which works so well. I used a armor stand mod that Hermitcraft even uses to get the arrows into the hay bales and target blocks, but I wanted to add just a little bit of story to this base area, and I think that fits in so well. But that's not all I did. I sort of messed up and forgot to record anything of this cliff. I built this cliff off camera on accident. What do you think? I quite like it. This whole style of cliff building that I have is really good. I really do love how this looks, but it is quite empty. And so I need to build a building or two or something, which means I'm gonna have to do a lot more resource gathering because I don't have the resources for another building like this. So we are going to be able to get a couple of the resources we need for this build right here at this pale oak and dark oak forests. And honestly, I'm thinking, let's just stock up on a bunch. Let's get 3 shulker boxes of both. Honestly, I probably shouldn't have gotten 3 shulker boxes of both, but oh well, I've done it now. And the sad part is I probably only need like 6 stacks of pale oak at most, and not even a stack dark oak. But I've gathered a little bit more wood for the build. But we do need to do one more very important part of this build. Now, how I have been farming mud is very inefficient, as you can see, because I have to do it basically completely manually. But what if I could do it automatically? And that's why my inventory is full of glass bottles. We're gonna automate this really quickly and get a ton of mud. And now we grab some wheat. And now we make packed mud. And now we can build this building, this house. What do I call this thing? So, what do you guys think? I really do like this build. I think it fits in very well with this style, but there is very much things missing out of it. One of the things we're missing is vegetation and trees and all that stuff, and the other is interior. I'm going to ignore the interior, probably for a long time, but the vegetation, like trees and flowers and all that fun stuff. Where's the struggle box? Yeah, no. Where's the... I've lost... What? Ah. We're gonna build some trees. Okay, let's take a look at where we want this first tree to go. So I'm looking at this angle right there. This is gonna be a weird tree, but I think I want to do a tree here, one here, and I want to do one more somewhere else right here. I think right here would be a perfect spot. Now, we need to see what areas or how we build these trees, and I think actually how I did these placements are really good, just base look. Now, how do I build the trees? Boom, boom. There we go. Let's see what I can do about these trees. Do we think of that? Ooh, it might work. I'm not 100% sure if it will. Let's try this. How does that look? This might work a little better if I actually do that. Okay. I think what we need to do now is just add a few leaves in and just see how it is. Now, do I want to go with the stripped birch or the other? Let's just do a small section of stripped real quick. Okay, ooh, let's take a look at this tree. Oh, whoa. I like this. This is, okay, yes. This is awesome. Wait, oh, even from the ground it looks good. Okay. It does sort of not work here yet, but I think if we just sort of add a little path, a little bit of grass, and some flowers, I think it will work. Now, the question is, do I have the flowers? Do I have flowers? I really don't know if I do. I got, probably should do the bush, Let's see what I can do with this. What is the, okay, wait, what? What in the world? Wait, do all of them? No, just, oh, that is weird. Why does it do that? Oh, jeez. Let's see, what do we think? Okay, yeah, that helps it out so much. Now, do I do what I did over here and put some of these? Can I just break these? Yes, I can. That's a ton. I do want this to look good at night, so I'm gonna add in just some firefly. Do I like this? Yes, I do. I do think I like this. I think that will work. Have the second tree done, and I did a little bit more decorating around the trees, and I think it's looking good. Now, these trees are so much smaller than this one. I haven't finished it yet, but it is definitely going to be a bigger tree than the other one, and I'm just thinking about getting this one done, and then we can do just a bit more decorating. Oh, there we go. Oh, let me go back up real quick. There we go, and honestly, this looked really good. I'm really happy with the progress we've made today, which, yes. Let's recap what we've done today. We did the entire cliff again. We built this structure. We did this area. We did the stables. We did the house. We mined 6 shulker boxes of wood and also decorated this area. So I definitely think that this has been one very productive video or episode, whatever you want to call this. But yes, this is the end of this video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. In my nearly 1,000 days I've played in my Forever World, I've done a lot. I built an amazing starter base. I killed the dragon, lost the dragon egg to the void, dealt with villagers, built an iron farm for my overpowered gold farm, built my base's terrain, then immediately redesigned it better. And in all that time, I've been farming gunpowder by hand, and I want to change that today, along with a few other things. So I think I basically have all the resources I need to build this creeper farm, and it's actually going to be quite simple-ish. Actually, not really, but I do need to just get started on it. So you guys might recognize this farm design because it is the one that Mumbo Jumbo made on the Homecraft Season 11, and the reason I'm using it is, one, it uses a really cool technique of using some snow golems, and two, I think using snow golems is cool, but I do have to make sure I get the distance between the platforms right, and I think this is right. How this is right here, I just need to create a death pit. And with this last bit of golems, we have all of the golems in place. We just need to make sure they won't die on us, which, really simple, is just cover them up. Okay, now we just need to get the roof and this layer on, and then we can get moving on to the trap drawing and everything else we need to do. which totally isn't the most tedious thing in the world. Okay. Whew, all the levels are in that we need. We got 3 levels. We need to do some other things. First, we need to trapdoor this bottom and stop spiders from spawning here. And I think the best way to do that, I don't have Swift Sneak. Let's go get Swift Sneak. Now, I do know of a deep dark biome. Where did I find the entrance to that? Was it right here? Yes, this was it. Go down. Keep going this way. Down. I think this all just leads to the same spot. Yep, there we go. Now, around here should be... Oh, is this it? Yes! Okay, we have an ancient city. Okay, now we need to be careful. You know me, I'm not careful. I am gonna so die down here, aren't I? Let's head up here. My first chest. Swift Sneak 1. Take the hoe, though. Chest. There's a chest. Okay, there's 2 chests here. Okay. Ooh, another diamond hoe. Lucky? That is lucky. Swift Sneak 3. There we go. That's all we needed. Did I get that? Okay, let's get out of here. And now we just need a few more levels. Okay, that is so much better having Swift Sneak. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. I just realized I've been wasting time. I can place the trapdoors while walking. Wow. Okay. But at least the Swift Sneak's still useful. Because it is sort of difficult to do this normally. Do I need to have trapdoors here? I don't think so. I think I can just follow the general shape of the spawning plots, right? Let's take a... Oh, wait, no. I'm not done yet. Just need this last layer of carpets in, and then we can figure out how we are killing these... what are they called? Creepers. So I think I figured out how I'm going to be killing these, creepers, and I'm going to use magma blocks. We have a ton from when we built the gold farm a few episodes back, but I'm just wondering, because I have to also realize that they produce light, and I don't want to limit the spawning spots. So, light... Oh, I'll be fine if I do that. Okay. So I can do a layer of magma blocks right here. So with a bit of storage in, we can actually now probably... Let me just double check everything. I think we are good to put the walls in. And hopefully this works just fine. I'm a little nervous. Let's be honest. I am definitely a little bit more nervous than I should be. So the farm is done, and I've AFK'd for just maybe about an hour, and I want to see what we got. So we have... Okay, actually, this is really good. Whoa! This farm is actually doing a lot better than I thought it would, even if we have, none of the caves down below here lit up whatsoever. So imagine what happens when we do. So with our gold farm, I want to turn to our sugarcane farm, which... This is what we currently have, which produces pretty well, but I'm going to rip it out and move it. Yeah, it's as simple as that. I'm just gonna rip it out, move it, maybe make it into a flying machine farm, and then we can do something unique over here just to change up the base a bit. So I think I got most of the farm already built. I have the rails in. Those are working perfectly. I think, let me test them one more time. Yeah, I think they're gonna work just fine. We have the water in, and we also have the sand in. And now all I need to get is some, what is it called? Slime blocks. And hopefully I can get them all in one night. I hope so. We gotta head to the what is it called? The swamp quickly before it's too late. That should be plenty of slime balls. Let's head back, get this flying machine made, and finish this farm. Okay. I think everything is working. I just want to test out whether or not this system here... So if I do this, will this work? Okay, it looks like it will. I just need to watch that. Okay, so that'll send it twice. I think that'll be fine, because then it sends them again, and then, yeah, okay, I think this will work. So now we just have to fill up the sand with sugarcane. So we're going to do one more simulation test, make sure this all works properly, and make sure everything just sort of gets picked up. So I'm just going to sort of go around and follow some sugarcane growth. But if I think I can just do this, and then boom. Jeez, the sugarcane gets just tossed. Okay, it's coming back. Okay, and okay, it sent it back. Cool. And oh, I don't have storage in, but I think that worked. I just need to put some storage in here, and it should be fine. And I think now with the storage in, I think we are fine. Okay, there we go. We have a proper sugarcane farm now, and a proper gold farm. So we are now moving up in this world. Now, what next? I think I know what I want to do is we moved the sugarcane farm, and I actually want to clear out all the farms out of the starter base and actually put them over there at our industrial area. Now, how do I want to do this? I think literally for this, I'm just gonna take it and move it over. That's gonna be easy. I'm thinking for our melon and pumpkin farm is to do a bigger farm so we can get as many of these as I can. And then maybe we will even move and add more villagers over there or to the villager trading hall. I don't know. I'm sort of doing this as I go. So let's hope we can do this. So far, this is what I got on the melon and pumpkin farm. So far, we just have the pumpkin and the storage situation finished. We are using copper golems to separate them because I do want to craft these into melons. And I've already put melons in here as the sorting item, just so I don't have to waste time later. But next thing is we need to just build the melon farm up, and then we should be good on this spot. Well, let's take a look at this, and wow, that looks good. I really do like how this looks so far. This area is really cool, and we also even have a little bit special thing I did. I went ahead and moved our bee farm over. That took not long at all, and we're already gaining just some basic things we need, and we also got some quite a few melon. Good on that front. Now we still need to finish up this part. We need to get rid of this sheep farm and move it over there, which that's going to be difficult no matter how I do, unless I kill them. Actually, that wasn't too difficult to do. Now, I guess we don't need these ones anymore. So we can let them all out, right? It's like they already know what's about to happen. Wait, how did I get the jib hit? But read up a couple more sheep. Well, there we go. We have a sheep farm. Well, not a sheep farm, a wool farm. I do need to do one thing, and that is actually get the wool starting to be sheared. And I should just be able to do that. Wait, what? How did I get this wool? Wait, what? What is going on? They should not be doing this. Do I have to have, oh, I have to have a gap here. Okay, I can't have the glass there apparently. Otherwise it'll just get flinged out. Okay, I don't see anything. We should be fine. And wow. So I've also done a little bit more work after we got done with the wool farm. We now have a proper storage for the iron farm. I still need to remove these chests. I think they're all empty. I hope so. I don't know about that one. Let's find out. Not completely empty, but that's fine. That just means I get to put more iron into the farm. But a part of this is actually a bone meal farm because we do get poppies, poppies from this farm, which is gonna be useful. I mean, having bone meal automatically made is always useful. But I do think that is kind of where I want to stop for this area. And let's head back to the main base. So now that I've removed everything from this starter base, since we moved the sugarcane farm, the melon pumpkins, the bee farm, and the wool farm, you might be wondering what I plan on doing with this area. Well, I'm replacing the storage also. Now, I was planning on just doing a copper golem sorting system, but like this poor guy, this really wasn't touched. I was supposed to do all the filters, but I got to the nether part and just never did it. So yeah, I think this was a big fail. And honestly, I don't think I need an automatic sorting system, which is a pain because this was actually took so long to set up. But I guess I get to collect all the resources again. So this is the basic setup we have for our storage area now. And we actually started moving some stuff in. We're going to use these modules as a bulk system, I think. But let me open the chest. Tell me something. Does that seem quiet to you? Like, I can barely hear that. I do not know why it's like that. Just so quiet. New chest. Quiet. And I don't think I have anything in my settings that would cause that. Blocks, environment. Yeah, there's nothing that would cause my chest to be this quiet. But anyways, you guys might be wondering how I've done this to where I have the block. I have gotten a mod installed that allows me to basically label these shulker boxes, and that is actually how I've decided to label these modules. So stones on this side with dirt at the very end, and then we have all the different wood types here. There's only 9 overworld, that's difficult to say, overworld blocks, and then I have 3 here that I don't exactly know what I want to do with. So you guys got any suggestions? But so I guess now all I need to do is label this storage system, get all of my chests organized, and maybe that'll look cool in a time lapse? So I have all the storage done and it is nicely organized, and I have even started working on, well, actually I'm basically almost done with the bulk storage, except for we have a few problems, specifically cobble and stone. While I haven't filled the second chest or this third one at all, it will get filled completely if we don't try and do something. And the reason why it's a big problem currently is over at the main base area. I have nearly 100 chests filled with stone and cobblestone and some other resources we need, but it's going to be a lot of storage for those, and I think the best way to do it would be shulker boxes. So we need to go farm shulker boxes, but I don't want to do that, and we still have all this to sort, which also has a shulker box of stone basically. Some of you might have noticed that I've done a bit of work on this base because I wanted it changed a little bit, because I don't want the villagers right here anymore. I actually want them behind the nether portal, and I haven't finished this at all. I'm still working on it, trying to figure it out as I go. Some of you also might have noticed, if I just turn around, this is the middle, there's the nether portal. It's not even, and it never was. That nether portal has stayed right there the entire time. I have not moved it, and it's off by a single block. Now, I could leave it, make you guys suffer from it, or I could move it over one. But anyways, we have a bit more work to do in here and get all the villagers moved in, and I want to actually expand the number of villagers we have to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 10 or 15. And instead of some of them having pumpkins, they will all have pumpkins. So we are starting actually only with 3, right? 3, maybe 4, with this weird guy who randomly showed up here. Maybe 4. So a lot of work to do, not enough time. So what do you guys think? I actually quite like this, and that has actually allowed us to get a full shulker box of golden carrots. And they all have pumpkins and melons as a trade, so I can have as many golden carrots as I want. So I can have, once again, a shulker box of carrots. Now, I earlier was talking about how I need shulker boxes for stone and cobblestone and any of the other bulk items that we have. Well, let's just say I did that and I got to experience the new spear out for myself. There's one. Wait, where is it at? Oh, right there. One shot. I'm actually gonna try to go for a... Okay, I didn't do it right, but whatever. Well, wasn't that just a lot of fun? But we were very successful in our end raiding, and I don't remember which shulker box is which, so I hope this is the shulker box. Yep, this is a lot of shulker shells. In fact, this is 13, almost 13 and a half stacks of shulker box shells, which we'll be able to have too many to... Wait, how many is that? That's 13. Nearly 7 stats. Nearly 7 stats of shulkers. Full shulkers. I think we will be good for a while. But then this is all the elytras we got. All of the elytras that are not enchanted are the ones we got. So that is 9. So that's... I would say was very successful. Let's go ahead and take the time to craft up some shulker boxes. And I'm gonna just toss those back in there and head out over to where we've been temporarily storing our stone, which I did finish the cliff if you guys have not noticed, which it looked so much better than it did. But we can now get started on moving all of the resources over. So that's a lot of shulker boxes, almost completely filled with stone. And same goes for cobblestone, of course, but stone had the most, of course. So, man, that was a lot of digging I did a couple episodes back.